going on, guys? B-Flat in here with another build. This is Moziah The Chosen One. So before we get into this video, I did upload a few clips of this Moziah, of this Moze build. It's going to be showing the exact power that this Moze can dish out and deal. There's a couple of one-shots in the beginning of this video. If you wanted to check those out, feel free. But otherwise, let's get right into the build. So I'm mainly rocking out all COV, and you'll see why I'm rocking out COV as soon as we get into the skill trees. So I'm rocking 2 yellow cakes, I'm rocking out a no pew pew, and I'm also rocking out a Linoge. Gear wise, I'm rocking out a transformer, action skill and bonus shock. It's piss grenade with an on grenade thrown weapon damage increase. Atom bomb deathless, so I'm going to be getting the deathless passive, reserving all of my HP but 1. And it also has radiation damage, radiation burst damage, and radiation burst radius. Or aura burst radius, my bad. It also comes with the passives of radiation damage, area of effect, and radiation chance. I'm also rocking a bloodletter with desperate measures to 3 points and 2 to Phalanx Doctrines. Has splash damage, weapon damage, and heavy weapon damage. So how is that going to be important with their skills? Let's get right into it. Fire in the Stag's Den, +5. Whenever we do splash damage, we do bonus fire damage. Means of Destruction, whenever we do splash damage, there's a chance to add ammo back into our gun. Toward cross promotion, all splash damage dealt by Moze has a chance to double in size, and it also increases damage. Stainless Steel Bear. Now, I heard that someone was saying that Stainless Steel Bear works in conjunction with Short Fuse. I did look into it. Apparently, it works in procs with it. I don't know how exactly it works, but I will post the link and source in the description if you guys want to read up on it. But Stainless Steel Bear essentially works in procs with Short Fuse to do more damage with Short Fuse. And then I use Auto Bear. Auto Bear is really nice to have up when you use target softening, because you can have a source to debuff enemies while in a big mobbing fight. I put 1 into Vampire. I don't actually use Vampire, it's just to go down into the tree a little bit further. I use 5 into Explosive Punctuation, so that whenever Moze deals splash damage, my action skill cooldown rate is increased by 40%. I don't use Iron Bear in and out very often, but whenever I do need to have it, Explosive Punctuation will make sure that I do have it. And then Short Fuse with secondary explosion chance and secondary explosion damage. That's our blue tree. Over onto our green tree, we use a lot of ammo regeneration in this one. So occasionally Moze and Iron Bear shots will deal increased fire damage and you won't consume ammo. Match set is probably the most important on this green tree. Moze's currently equipped weapon gains a stacking bonus to mag size and decreased heat per shot. We use all COV for every piece of equipped gear that has a matching manufacturer. So I use this with all my COV stuff. Scrappy, while moving, Moze's weapon damage, handling, swap speed, and mode switch speed are increased. I mainly use this for the weapon damage of 24%. Redistribution, after scoring a crit, you regenerate ammo and HP. Bloodletter will make you regenerate shields instead. Keep that in mind. Rushing offense, you can sprint and shoot at the same time, and you also get lifesteal. Lifesteal will go into your shields, not your HP. Scorching RPMs, this also works with Short Fuse. The same source that I'm going to be dropping in the description will also explain that. Moze gains increased fire rate and crit hit damage. Iron Bear increases hardpoint damage. Fire rate and crit rate, those are mainly the main ones that we want to see from there. Click click, this one is very important as well with their COV stuff. Moze gains increased gun damage as their magazine empties. The less ammo there is remaining, the greater the increased damage. If Moze has a COV gun equipped, she gains gun damage as her heat increases. So it can go up to 60% extra damage just for increasing the heat on your guns. Some for the road, whenever you exit Iron Bear, you get infinite ammo. And Forge. Depending on your weapon, you get 5% of your mag size per second. How does that look? Let's use our no pew pew for example. With a mag size of 1400, watch this. Hardly decreasing. We need a very high fire rate increase with this just to be able to dent our mag size there. But look at that, it's already pretty well back up to full. Now, another important thing to keep in mind before we start mobbing is this. Watch the heat of the gun of the yellow cake. We're going to slightly increase it. Just before it breaks, we're going to enter Iron Bear. We're going to leave Iron Bear. And as soon as you do so, the heat of all your guns on your COV are gone. It decreases it automatically. Now, because of Some for the Road, whenever you exit Iron Bear, you can get 5 seconds of free shots of the yellow cake, while also having the regeneration of Forge going on at the same time. One thing to keep in mind, Iron Bank, stuff that increases mag size, does not count for COV guns. So you can increase your mag size with them, because the COV gun is using the magazine size at all times. You just can't improve it. However, if you use this Iron Bear decreasing your cooldown thing, and also having Some for the Road, you can technically get the yellow cake to fire infinitely. One thing that this build has is this yellow cake in specific. There are 4 parts on it. This body accessory, this one here. These two are decreasing our heat. And this one's decreasing our heat, and this one is decreasing our heat. There are 4 parts on this COV yellow cake that is decreasing the heat potential, along with our other skills like match set. Let's switch on over and we'll show you the build. Now, the highest amount of damage that I've seen this Moze do visually, because it's very, very difficult to see with all the numbers stacking over top of each other. It's also hard to tell what damage is coming through because there's a lot of skills that proc on splash damage. And there's also the elemental status effect that is also going to be going through as well with these numbers. The highest that I've seen myself was about 915 million damage. I could be a little wrong on that. I could definitely be wrong on that. Now, here's the one problem with the build. It's blowing yourself up, because with the atom bomb, the radius is going to be increasing, and then you also have things like short fuse that are activating. The yellow cake is already a big wide radius launcher as it is. But as for enemies, you won't really have a problem with an enemy. Now, there are often times where you'll find an enemy that's immune to radiation damage. There are tons of times where enemies are immune to radiation damage. Like, for example, Joey, in the new Cartel Thieves event, Fish Slap on his final phase, his shield phase, he will be immune to radiation damage. This is where skills like Chance of, or Cloud of Lead, and Fire in the Stag's Den come in handy, because whenever you do splash damage with your yellow cake, you're also doing fire damage. But then you have stuff like the Transformer. When you exit, you do shock damage. There's a bunch of other things in this inventory as well that you can utilize. Old God with radiation damage and bonus shock. Couple pairs of Transformers with increased shields, bonus radiation, bonus corrosive shock. There's a stopgap in here with fire damage if you need it. Red suit in here with bonus shock. There's a Devil's Foursome in here, so you can apply radiation to yourself if you need to go hand in hand with a Deathless, just in case you want to do Atom Bomb Deathless as well. Bunch of different combinations in here to deal with everything. I should also keep in mind and let you know that this build is going to be absolutely free to download. If you're interested in looking at this build and trying and testing out your own combinations, or if you just want to use it just to have fun with, this build will fully be able to be downloadable if you're on PC. And the ways to do it, the ways to get this downloaded build, wait until the end of the video, and instructions on how to do so will be there. If you need some assistance on how to download a build as well, I will include a video in the description that will let you know and show you and guide you on how to do a downloaded build. In case you're new to PC or downloading builds, got you covered on that too. Okay, now let's switch things up a little bit. Let's increase the heat on our guns a little bit just for this mobbing situation here. Now that we got a lot, we'll jump into Iron Bear. We'll leave Iron Bear immediately. Auto Bear is going to start debuffing enemies. Our heat is completely gone off our gun. And now you can just roll around and mob. And I blew myself up there with short fuse. I don't know if you guys can see in the bottom. If you can see my Mayhem, but this is Mayhem 10. Just in case you haven't seen the Mayhem level, it is number 10. All these enemies got completely squashed. They got completely and utterly squashed. And the only times we went down was to us blowing ourselves up. Now I have tested this with a red suit. I have definitely tested this with a red suit before. The reason why the red suit is not going to work with the radiation damage is because of some of our skills. Like Fire in the Skag's Den and what is the other one? Cloud of Lead. So having multiple elements going through, we're going to be damaging ourselves. So the red suit to negate damage is not going to work. My recommendation, keep your distance, because the way that the yellow cake works anyways, so when you fire it, it splits, it splits, it splits again. You can get some decent range with this rocket launcher. You can get some pretty decent range with this rocket launcher. Now before we end off, I'm going to show a few more clips of this build one-shotting some bosses on Mayhem 10, just like I did at the start of the video. Enjoy those, and then we'll come back and we'll show you how to do the downloaded version of how to get this build for yourself. There's one thing I actually forgot to mention at the start. I forgot that I do use armored infantry. I forgot that I do use armored infantry. And I didn't even go over the Desperate Measures and Failings Doctrine with our class mod. So allow me to do that now. Moze's gun damage and Iron Bear's hardpoint damage are increased depending on how low your HP is. This goes very well with the Deathless. You can get up to 50% gun damage just for having your HP at 1 HP. And then Failings Doctrine is after killing an enemy, you gain a stack of it. For every stack of it, you get shield and you get gun damage. And each stack lasts for 30 seconds. There's no such thing as a stack limit. Very, very important. I don't go down the red tree because I don't find a lot of skills that are useful. But the Bloodletter does give me the two most useful skills in this build, making this yellow cake absolutely ridiculous. So if you want to download this build is going to be completely free. It's yours. All you have to do is join my Discord. Inside the Discord, there will be a section in there called Download Builds. Let me show you here. You go to Download Builds. These are two characters that I've uploaded already. You guys can have those as well. This is a Zane, this is a Flak. And after this video is done, you'll see another post right in here with another link. All you have to do is click that link. You hit download. You change the name of the file to whatever you want it to be. It has to be a number.save. Whatever your highest character is, put this number as 1 higher, and then you can download it, and it is all yours. You just put it in your save files, and you'll be all ready to go. All the gear, all the inventory, all the skill trees, all yours. If you want a full video guide, there is one in here, but I can also link it into the description as well. They're all yours. And finally, before we close on out of here, I want to mention that I do Borderlands 3 on stream 5 days a week. I do it from Tuesdays to Saturdays at a 5:30 p.m. Central Standard start time. That is when I begin. We do builds and silly things like this all the time. We built this Moze completely on stream, and next week, by the time you're watching this video, on Tuesday, we're going to be doing a Amara build. We're going to be seeing if we can get Amara to be completely overpowered and ridiculous, and see if we can't get an Amara done by next week. Thank you all so much for watching the video, guys. This is Moziah The Chosen One. My name is B Flattened, and I'm signing on out of here. Take care, all.